Alright, 2, 1, let's go. We got 42 players so far. These things usually end with like a few hundred. Alright, King's Indian defense, the Averbakh variation. And again, I'm not going to berserk right away. And it starts off with black to move here, and we're going to be playing the h6 variations, the flexible system here, with either e5 or c5 in it. And let's see which one my opponent chooses here. If e5, I think oh, you know what? Now I remember. If e5, the trap move is to play pawn takes. Oh, and my opponent went ahead and left out, so we got our first win. How interesting. Maybe they just, pushed play and then they didn't get to play. So again, we're going to go ahead. I got 1600, so let's go to berserk. Let's go h6 here. If they do take in these variations, we're playing e takes f6. The idea here is to, oh, I guess we'll go knight c6 here. Maybe e5 and also these variations. If d5, the knight just goes back to b8. And now we'll play e5 here. If they take, pawn takes. If they don't, I like this structure here already. And the knight will find, oh, okay, perfect. So bishop takes this, pawn takes here. This is exactly what I want. e5 here. Loving this. The bishop looks bad. Knight c6, knight to d4. g5 here is going to look good. Let's play the knight to d7 here, just so if they do take, we can take back with this way. Yes, I like this position quite much. Quite much. g5 here. Perfect timing. I don't believe the sacrifice would be very good. Let's go knight c5 here, threatening d3 and e4. Okay, let's take a free pawn because, well, why wouldn't you take a free pawn? And I assume we'll get in bishop f5 idea. I'm hoping for a bad move like queen to d3. Well, you know what? We could just take the bishop here too, and this will give us a perfect tempo. You know what? Bishop f5 comes with a nice tempo because knight takes g3 will snack on a piece. Oh man, you know what? I missed knight takes and then here e4. Let's go c6. Attacking the knight. Knight c3, and I'll take this bishop. And then probably play g4 here to keep the position closed. A spicy move here is definitely pawn takes on g5. Opening up the h-file. Alright, we'll take on g3. g4. Kicking the knight. And then d5 next, most likely. Again, g4 is really just to keep the position closed. And look at this beautiful tempo. Not only whenever I control the center here, I'm threatening pawn to d4 here. So castles is not going to be a good move unless he wants to lose a piece. And he lost the piece there. No checks out here. Alright, I'm waking up now. I'm waking up. Let's see. Where's the queen go? Okay, she goes there, and look at that. Ish. And we'll play the lame solid move here, which is queen to d3. Oh, they did the check. That's not a big deal. King h8. Rook c8 here. Oh, God, did I just miss a free knight there? Yeah, that's okay. Queen to d3. Again, just simple chess moves. We'll look to make some trades here and just go to an easy endgame win. And yeah, again, trades are good for me. Rook takes on c3, looking at taking it on g3. Let's just go pawn grabbing here, I guess. If, okay, interesting. Rook over to a3. Okay. Bishop d3, just gonna gain some space here. Oh, look at that. I can also win a piece there too. Bishop e5, I like this move. Bishop f4, bishop d4 now. Rook takes on a2. London Bridge is falling. Rook takes on a2. Oh, this is interesting. If knight okay. So I guess we just check and then play here. Maybe that was wrong. Let's go bishop f1. Again, taking on g2. I think we take with the bishop here, though, and bishop f3 threat. As long as I don't get checkmate, it should be okay. Okay, rook here. Rook check is the real idea. Okay, rook to d2. Push the pawn. Yeah. Rook here. We'll do our rolling rooks checkmate pattern. Check, 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 and to mate. All right, on to the next game, guys. And we are on fire. Oh, let's go ahead. I'm feeling decent here. Let's go ahead and berserk. Knight f3, main move. You know what, d5, I think I probably should have been the first one there. Let's go bishop to e3. Knight g4 is a standard move here. d5. Knight g4 is still the best idea. Castles. Bishop back to d2 will play h3, but this allows a pawn to f5. Okay. Rook c1. This is standard idea, so we're playing mainline King's Indian now. f5, f3, and knight to d3 here is good. I'm going to try to prepare c5, and they're going f5. At least that's the standard plan here. So bishop e3, again f5, f3, and here the attack begins. We're both trying to open up opposite sides of the board. They're going king side, obviously, and I'm going queen side. Let's play a3, and we'll see if we can get pawn b4 in. I was going to say, so a4 could have been played, but there I could just take a pawn. It's not like it's a bad thing for them that if I were to win that pawn. You can see I have c5 now. Perfect, here we go. The idea is to take, or even take here. Let's go knight b5. The idea is to penetrate over here on c7. If you play c6, although it does gain space, it's going to close that side of the board. And, well, we can't really attack when that happens. Oh, so here the threat is to take and then take on d6. Or even knight c7, knight e6. If I can make some trades here, I'm just going to have much better chances on the queen side. Pawn takes. Already this is really good for me because you can see how their king side attack stopped, and now they're looking on my side of the board. This is exactly what I want. Let's go a4 here. Pawn takes is the idea again. And if they do take, I think if they take, we actually play bishop takes. So we'll just pre-move that. And now, yeah, pretty much simple chess here. They've made a lot of trades here, so I don't think this is good for them. Okay. Let's go rook c6. Queen c2 maybe. g4 is not really a threat just yet. And I want to keep the queen here to defend on g4. Double the rooks, though. Yeah, I don't see the attack really manifesting right now. Double the rooks. We're going to try and double this way now. Bishop c5. Bishop here is also a move. And let's take it and then take on g4 if available. Fortunately for me, I don't think there's a good discovery just yet here. And also with rook c7 here. Again, I just don't think that there's enough. Okay, so rook check here. And I can play like queen f5 here. Queen h5. Let's go queen f5 and be scared. I do have to be very careful in this position. It's not like the attacking ideas are gone. The scary stuff here is like pawn f3 in the future, as the bishop will then be attacking. But here I get a free tempo, because now I'm attacking the knight. And the knight doesn't look like it has many good squares here. Let's go bishop h4, bishop f6 plan. f3 wouldn't be as good now, because I'll just take on either f3 or I'll take on g7. And the endgame looks fairly easy win. Yeah, so they stopped that idea. Let's go king, rook here. Actually, we'll play rook to e3 here, or c3. So the idea of f3. Oh, interesting. They're threatening knight takes on h3 now because of the pin. Let's play f6. Gotta watch the time. Bishop takes. Trades are good for me, obviously. Okay, f7. A little scary here. Bishop c4. Bishop e6. Rook here is a threat. Just trying to get this guy across the board. Bishop checks. Oh, gosh. Rook takes. Oh, God, I'm about to flag. I'm about to flag. Oh, my gosh. Well, I was winning, but I just it was taking too long to convert, and it was all about time at that point. All right, here we go. Next game, I'm against Jerry. The guy, I think he's in first place. Didn't have to berserk, but let's go for it. All right, h6. I'm going to play the bishop back to e3. Again, knight to g4 moves are good. So maybe this time I'll play... No, I can't go f3 a little early here. We'll try h3 this time. Okay, so d5. Knight to f3. So again, mainline ideas here. Let's castle. c6 is interesting. Not typically played here. Again, they're just helping me open the queen side, which is perfect. Queen b3, free tempo on the b7 pawn. And I can take here. Let's go knight to d2, knight c4 plan, though. b5 is a decent idea. Knight c4, perfect. Look at this. b6, d6. Let's go bishop b6. And then queen to a3. Interesting. They're threatening, offering a draw. Probably knight e8 is a good move. Nope. Let's go queen takes d6. And what the? Oh, I guess they just resigned. I mean, they did lose a very critical part of the game there, but maybe just lost heart is the biggest thing for them. I wouldn't resign there. It's definitely a very bad position, but I'm not giving up that fast. All right, well, on to the next game, I guess. Let's berserk again, and this time I'm playing pawn h6, a flexible line here. The hope is that they take, and I'll do that. Let's go... I'm going to go ahead and play g5 and knight c6 with the threat of playing e5. Knight to e5. Pawn takes, so I like this because I have the dark squares now. Although, look at that. They do get a fast move there. I don't really want to play b6. You know, a move like h4 does look a little bit bad for me here. So let's go b6 here. Definitely ideas like c5 in the future. The plan for me is to go knight d6 and f5, bishop over here or something. Knight to d2 is interesting, but I'm not sure what that, particularly what they're up to. a5, a4. All right, a4. And let's go e6 here. I assume they'll take. Nope. Let's go f5. Bishop takes. Interesting position. They're not really playing like the pawn structure here, which is usually the main idea of these openings. Bishop takes. Okay. Let's go queen e7 here. Oh, I did miss this. All right, let's go c6 real quick here. This stops the knight to d5 idea. Okay. Interesting. I guess we'll try this out. I don't know what this move does. Maybe b5 check and then pawn takes. Oh, interesting. Okay. So rook to d8. The hope here is to play rook to d4. They probably should have tried knight to d6 here. Okay, double the rooks. Why not? Queen to d7 here. Bishop takes h3 ideas are definitely in the air. I don't want to sacrifice just yet. Queen g6, yeah. If they want to take, they're more than welcome to. Bishop f8. I don't think they got a plan just yet here, which is good for me. Maybe rook to d5. And then queen f4 in the future. Yeah, see, they're going to just try and trade everything off, which is okay. This is okay. Bishop e7. King g7. The threat was to take because the pawn was pinned. Takes. d3. Uh-oh. Missed that move. Rook to d8. Queen f7 here. Perfect. Perfect endgame here for me, huh? Okay. G4. Rook C8. B7's just killing now. Bishop takes. Rook B8. Dang it. This is bad. Okay, G4. Knight A6 should just be winning now. King F4. Probably rook check. Nope. King up. Yeah, this is definitely lost. King E3. He keeps missing Knight A6, but in this kind of position, I don't think it's that crazy. I don't know. This is the only thing I can think of. I'm pretty sure he'll... Oh, God. I was supposed to play the rook check. I don't think that matters that very much, though, the rook check. I mean, that was the plan, but... Yeah. Queen E1 checkmates. Nope, he missed it. I guess pawn just takes and queen C2 checkmates. There was no way to stop the checkmate there, so, yeah. But yeah, the rook checks was like the last plan of it. Dang it. He did a good job. All right, on to the next game. Looks like we're tied for first place. Okay, here we go. 2300. Yeah, we'll berserk. I'm feeling awake now. Let's see what they got in store for us today. What variation it is. C5, D5, as we said before. This is just going to gain more space and stop the trades. That's not really a good move there. Knight A6. Queen to D2. This is the plan of going A6, B5 ideas. Let's go ahead and play bishop H6. I'll probably bring the bishop back. H4, H5 now. Let's get aggressive. Okay, bishop. Actually, we'll go H5 here. The plan is to take bishop back, queen F4, and we're going to take on G7 here. Oh, you know what? E5 is not a bad move here. All right, pawn takes. Knight to G5. A little bit of threats about taking on F7. Queen to H4 now. Pawn takes here. Looks decent. Okay. This is definitely not terrible for me. But I definitely would have preferred something else here. Okay, my plan is going to be rook to D3, rook F3. Okay, rook F3. I guess this... Well, no, this doesn't really work. I don't believe so, at least. All right. All right, knight to D1. Let's overprotect, and we're going to take on F5. As long as I don't get checkmated here. So I guess maybe a move is a queen E7 here. Okay, queen E5. So now... rook E3. Now they can move the bishop away. And now I could take the bishop, so that's the bigger threat. F4. Oh. Doesn't pawn just takes here do okay? Oh, okay. Well, the endgame's not bad for me, is it? Knight takes. Okay, pawn takes. So, yeah, I'm just having a good endgame here. Rook over here. King over to D1, I guess. Let's go. Knight F3, knight C4. Knight takes. More trades, the better. Let's go D6. Oh, I did miss that. He could just play rook to D8 here. Rook takes on E5. Again, I think this is just winning endgame now. Bishop C4. Rook takes on E6. Trades into a good endgame. And rook takes on C5. The knight's not going anywhere good. Let's go rook E5. I think I could just trade down now to the endgame. Rook takes. Knight takes. Knight C4. And they can't really attack me there. So king over, king over. This is lost over here. King over here. King takes. King takes. King here. Yep, they're gonna they have to go for the cheap shot or else they'll just be lost. Alright, A4, A5, A6. And yeah, I should be pretty comfortable here checkmating. What's better than one queen? That's two. So check. Check. Alright, check. Check. Oh god. Oh gosh. I almost messed that one up. But alright, we got it in there. We got that win. Down to the wire. Last second right there. Alright, let's keep moving forward, guys. Oh, at 2600, we will not be berserking. Let's go ahead and play our h6 move, and pawn takes here, just in case. So I did try that g5 right away, and it seemed that I did not get a very good position because of that. e5 here, I don't think bishop e3 was the right move. a5, I assume queen to d2 will get played for the free tempo. And knight a6, knight c5, putting pressure on e4. Taking there typically doesn't help him out too much. c6. Well, let's go knight back to d7, and then we can look about playing f5 here. We're going to our standard plans now. F5. It's like, I think they could take on c5 here, but I don't know if that's actually if that's good for them or not. Oof. Good move. Knight takes. Oh, gosh. That was obviously a very bad move. I was looking ahead in different variations, and that was not the one I was trying to play. Probably c5 gets played to attack. I'm just going to skip this one, because that was just a terrible move. Oh, I'm embarrassed on that one. I wonder if, yeah, that was just a bad pre-move right there. Alright, on to the next one. Let's berserk. Let's see what variation he chooses today. Alright, c6, interesting. I've seen like the queen a5 kind of stuff here. Queen a5 and like queen h4, but I don't think that's really the plan here for them. We'll play rook e1. Yeah, so I had a feeling they were going for this variation, but this is not the right variation. At least for them to try and play. We'll go rook c1. And then d5. I'm going to keep this closed as the rook is trying to get there. h3, bishop e3, and we're going to play c5 at some point. Perfect. Bishop e3, bishop f1. I assume they're going to play knight to f4 here. Okay, they didn't do that. c5 is coming next for me. And we'll go pawn takes. This is looking really good now. Let's go queen to a4. Endgame looks good here. I don't really want to play this move, but if I don't, then I might lose a pawn in either c5 or a5. Or c5 or a3. So, a little forced there. But I did achieve my goal, so that's not terrible. Whoa, this person's literally just going back and forth. I'm not sure if he's just a really cool guy or... Let's go rook b1. Pawn takes. Rook over here. I assume knight b8's the only move that they can play. Oh, no. Yeah, this guy's not really trying too hard, which I guess I can appreciate that. As far as me trying to win. Bishop takes. Knight to d5. I assume they'll play like rook over there or something. Ooh, I guess we'll double the rooks here. This can't be terrible. Okay. Rook to d7. Rook takes. Let's go knight g5. Double attacking f7 and d4 here. Double the rooks. Perfect. Knight takes f7, knight takes e4. Knight to d6 here looks good. And then I think we play pawn takes there. All right. Let's go bishop d4. Okay. King f1. He's some kind of flagger. Knight e8. Knight f6 check is very powerful during checkmate. And I believe it works out here. Oof, the time's too low though. He's definitely going for the flagging. Okay, knight f6 check. Knight takes h7, so I have at least a draw here. Rook b7. Okay. f3. King f2. If check. Knight d5. Rook check there. King e1. f4. Knight check. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible of me. The guy just kept moving his knight back and forth. I mean, I made progress, but it just took me too long to convert. All right, let's berserk and keep going for it. h6. No one's taking the knight. Oh, of course, right when I say it, right? All right, so this is the plan of why we do this, because we want to play pawn f5 in these variations. Bishop takes, and now we should just have a good game. We have the bishop pair here. We'll hit knight c6 in a little bit. And, yeah, I just think this is a very decent position. Bishop g4, threatening to take the pawn on d4 here, so not terrible. Actually, they could play h3 and then b7's falling, huh? Perfect. Knight to d7, threatening knight e5 or c5 here. We'll take. Knight e5. We'll take. And then queen f6 here. I think it's best just to go for the endgame now. So we'll go queen to d4 here next. Oh, perfect. So check. You know, I was going to say, I think the endgame here looks pretty decent too. Especially since I can play b6 here, and these double pawns look ugly. So let's double the pawns. If a4, we're going to go a5. So we don't want this to happen. So this pawn structure is really nice for us. We'll put a rook to the second, and this should be a lost endgame now because both of these pawns are too weak. Either I'll double the rooks, and one of these pawns will fall. So let's go check here. This switches off the rook, and then they can't defend both of these guys. Rook here. You know, this pawn is more important to win, though, because when you win this pawn, you're going to get a pass pawn. So pawn takes here. Okay. Then they go d6 now. Pawn takes. d5. d4. Pawn to d3. Dang it. Rook takes. Ah. He got out of that one for me. Dang it, he got out of that for me. a4. Rook over there. h5, h4 is going to be the new plan. Trying to keep the king out. King over here. King f6. King f5. Yeah. King e5. Rook c6. Oh, dang it. Now he just takes the pawn, though. King e6. Rook check here. Okay, f6 is the new idea. Rook c7, f6, g5 maybe. Okay. Dang. Rook and pawn endgames. What can you say? g5. I don't really want to push this, but I think it's almost forced here. Just because if I don't, I think that he'll just flag me. And you can see here, he knows a decent amount of the rook and pawn in the game now, as this is just cutting the king off. I guess rook f6 is my next move. The only move that I could try to make progress here. Okay, king here. King f4, king e3. Well, it should be a draw. Even I don't think I can make any magic happen with these guys. The bad part is like it's just wasting so much time here too. Let's go h4, force the draw here. Ah, too much time to lose. Oh, and I have 2 losses and a draw. Oh my gosh. Maybe berserking was not the best idea to do here. Eh. Come on, come on, come on. Next game, next game, next game. Alright, here we go. Let's berserk. And let's see what variation gets chosen today. Knight to d7. This is the old line, so knight f3. Let's castle. I guess maybe that, yeah, queen a5 idea again. Is this the same person I just played? Yeah. Oh, and this is the one that just flagged me. All they did was just go back and forth the whole time. Alright, well, hopefully we're not going to allow that to happen. So let's go d5, knight b5 if they do try this again. Let's go c5 here. Okay. So pawn takes, so they lost a pawn already. So that's pretty nice. Bishop b5. The hope is that they'll play queen b7 here. If queen c7, then we have pawn takes here. And then rook to e1. Just defending the pawn. Knight to d5. Pawn takes here. Looks like we're off to a good start with this one. And they can't just bring the knight back and forth. Oh, perfect. They did do that. That's not going to work this game, buddy. That is not going to work this game. Knight back and forth. Already I'm threatening rook c7, which is going to win the exchange. Okay, rook c7. Knight e7 check. Okay, sacrificing a piece. I'm sorry. That's not going to work. Just going back and forth, okay? Last game I was forced to trade off queens, but yeah, this one's not going to go. Okay, so we are tied for 3rd place. We still got some time left, but look at this. Mimanix is on fire over here with 30 points. We do have 23 minutes left, so hopefully I do get to play him and try and knock him down from his pedestal. But, yeah. Let's just look forward to some good games. How about that? That's the mature thing to do. All right, let's berserk. Again, h6 here with the e takes f6 idea. Just taking a small advantage, the flexible system, against the Averbakh. Pawn takes, so again, now we're looking at play f5. h5 is not a big deal here. We just go g5. And because they don't have the dark square bishop, I don't think this is that big a deal. Knight c6. Now, the diagonal opening up here could be bad for me in the future because of, what's it called? Because the light squares are a little bit weak here. Bishop takes d4. I think I just win a piece now. Because if queen takes knight c2 check, right? Yeah, knight c2 check now. Bishop takes. Knight takes. Knight takes, yeah. This did not go well for them, and obviously we're just going to win this game pretty easily. Bishop e4, a nice tempo on the rook, and bishop f3 is the big idea. Queen takes, okay, I'm happy here. Rook over here with the idea of rook e2. Okay. Oh, interesting. Queen check. Maybe he thought I was going to move the queen somewhere or offer a queen trade. That's why he played that. All right, well, we're back into the game, guys. 25 on fire. Got 2 wins back to back. We're 5 points behind. Only 1 game, which will make us even, assuming that they're not winning here too. So hopefully we'll be able to catch up to this guy. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead. Yeah, it's berserk as normal. Let's go for it. Knight f3. Is this the same guy with the queen e5 variation? Nope. Let's go bishop e3. Knight g4 looks like one of the best moves here. Pawn to d5. Yep. And then we'll bring the bishop back to d2. Knight e5 is interesting. You know, an interesting move there for me. Let's go h3. Knight e5 will get played. Now we'll castle. b5, I should have been looking to try and stop this, so we're going to go a4. You know what an interesting move is here is to play knight back to e1. So we're going to try that. Knight e1, and the idea is f4, and the knight's trapped. So pawn takes f4 here. And let's do it, f4. This can't be bad. Although the knight does have a stable area now, we can definitely see that the king side's a little bit more weaker. So let's go knight f3. The hope is to maybe play to f over there. Well, I guess not anymore, right? Bishop back to e2. a5. Again, trying to overprotect the square. Knight d1, knight e3, knight f5. New plan. All right, knight d1. Oh, gosh, be careful here. Bishop takes h3 is already an idea. I don't think it works out here just yet. But bishop f6, knight g6, interesting. I guess bishop d3. No, we'll play bishop back to h2. The idea is if they do take on e4, then we're going to take on d6. So bishop to d3 back. Bishop back to c2 now. And knight e3, knight f5. And I need to play king h1 at some point. Okay. Rook f5. Rook f2. Knight e3, knight f5. So now bishop takes h3 is being threatened because of the pin. Knight e3, knight f5. And doubling of the rooks makes a lot of sense here too. So we might let's throw that in real quick here. Rook takes f7 is the new idea. Bishop f4, maybe bishop takes on e5 and just taking the pawn right away. Bishop f4. Knight f5 I like here. Let's try that out. Trying to open up this bishop right here. He'd love to get into the game. The dark square weaknesses are a little bit annoying. Let's go rook e2. Okay. Let's go queen e1 here. Rook takes. Rook takes. He should take this pawn, not that one. It's the time here. The new plan is g4, h6, g5, trapping the rook. Actually, g4 is really strong. So g4. You can play g5 here right away, which I might play if the knight does go back to e5. But I'd rather win the rook all out. And the rook's just completely dominated here. Maybe they'll play the knight back to c4 or something. The time's getting lower, though, so this is making me feel better. g5. Rook's just completely trapped. Maybe pawn h6 is an idea. Pawn takes. Rook check. Bishop takes d6. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. Bishop here. Okay. Oof, and that's game. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, we got to 30, but... Oh, okay, so it's 38. So, I don't know. He had 2-4 wins, so what does that mean? He didn't berserk? And I think he's just on fire. So, well, let's keep going. No need to waste calculating. Only winning games is going to help us get to a win here. Oh, gosh, I missed that. Let's go e5 here. If d5... Oh, perfect. We'll play pawn takes. Knight c6 here. And rook e8 to put pressure on e4. King h7 real quick to defend. I'm not too worried about that move. Knight takes e4 threat. If h5, we'll just play g5, I guess. You know what? I should have just taken one move and just played there. g5, because now bishop to d3 ideas. Yeah. King back to g8. Knight e5, knight g4. If you can hunt down the bishop, then I should be very happy. Alright, perfect. We can hunt down the bishop, so I feel definitely a bit better about this. Because now the dark squares are just mine. And I don't see a clear way for them to open up on the king side. Maybe f4? Even if they did do that, I can at least trade off the queens. Alright, knight takes. Bishop e6, threatening knight to e5 now. So I assume knight to d5 will be in the future. Yep, knight to e5, c6, queen a5. And we're going to go for the attack right away. Knight takes c4 ideas. d6 does become a little bit weak here, but I don't think that's terrible. So pawn takes. Knight takes here. I think we just play bishop takes. Okay, so bishop takes here. And if knight takes here, we fork on e3 and b2. Okay. So let's go b5 here. We're probably going to take on d3 here, check pretty soon. And then knight c4 here. I think we went on b2 now. No, not quite. Not quite. Queen f6, maybe e4 will fall. But b2 is definitely getting a bit weak here. It's not so simple to push the pawn because then knight e3 check. And again, lots of just weak squares here. I thought about playing queen f6 here, but didn't like it after all. a4. Pawn takes. This is getting a little scary. Let's go a3. Okay. Queen f6, I guess. I think I have to force the queen trade here. Queen h7 check I don't think does too much here. Oh, it does. I did miss rook f1 here. Luckily, they did too. So queen takes. Pawn takes. King takes here. I want to... Wait, do I need the king here? I'm throwing knight e3 checkmate. Checkmate's right there. Bishop takes. They did this to play knight h7 check. But I didn't see how to stop it. Rook takes. Winning endgame. Knight takes. Rook over here. Okay. King g5. Rook h7. And the idea is to play f5 here whenever they play rook c1. I can also just take the pawn now. Alright. King over. King over. This is the times where they're just helping you bring your king where you want it to be. Okay. b4. Rook check and then takes. Oh gosh, I missed checkmate and one. Oh my gosh, they missed rook takes d6 there, and that would have been very cool, because if you take back, then it becomes a draw. Oh, yay! And they lost the game, so that puts us within distance of actually winning in this position, or winning the tournament. We're in second place, 35. We're on fire. We've had 5 good games, or 4. So one of them was a draw. So 4 good games. All right, let's go e5 here. And we'll go knight c6, and I'll play knight to d4 here if they do play d5. I'm not too worried about sacrificing a pawn here. Oh, cool. So then rook e8, the new threats to play knight takes on e4. Cool. Coolio. Let's go c5 here. I like fixing this pawn structure. a6, rook b8, bishop to d7 idea. We have the dark square bishop, so we do have some compensation here for it. All right, we'll go knight to h5 here. Not sure if that really does anything. Let's go queen a5. Bishop takes a4 idea, I guess. Maybe queen b4 here. Queen b4. b5 idea now. Okay, queen back to a5. Not a big deal. If anything, this helped me out now. We'll take on a4, I guess. And then we'll play rook b4 here. Knight f4 if they play knight to c3. If knight back to c3, we'll just double the rooks here. So knight f4 here. And get ready to double the rooks. b3 is a little bit weak now. Knight takes on e2 check. If queen takes, rook takes on b3. Lost the pawn. And I think we might... I'm pretty sure we just won a piece here. Bishop takes a4. Looks like the easiest win, though. Nice. I almost took on c3, but this is much more precise here. And this is game over. I'm going to win this one pretty easily. Oh, look, they dropped the queen. Check. And queen takes. When it rains, it pours. On to the next one. Let's go. Where is that? Oh, and there we go, guys. We are now in first place. We had a few losses learning the Averbakh variation, but hey, we are now doing well. Let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep berserking. d5 here. Again, do not take. We're going to just take the extra space. And yeah, this is turning like into a Monobenoni. We go knight f3 here. And we're going to take back with the c pawn here. I like the 2 pawns in the center. That move is not very much needed. I'm not sure why they play queen c7. In fact, I might have missed a free pawn there. When they play a6, you play a4 automatically. It's just a rule. It's a rule. If black can achieve b5, they have a good chance of getting great counterplay in an equal game as far as attacking back at us. It looks like this person doesn't really know how to play this position, but maybe it's that, or maybe this is just a tough position for them. Okay, let's go queen to d2. We're going to be, because this got played, we're going to play h3 real quick. We need to prepare pawn f4 in the future. Because the position's so close, we got to get something going around here. Well, it's either that or go queenside, but I typically do like the kingside attacking ideas. So this is a very standard kingside, a very standard King's Indian idea. The knight will go to d3. Let's go bishop h6. And then we go knight to d3. The idea is to play pawn to f4 here. Queen takes on h6. And even pawn to b4 here is interesting here too. Let's keep that pre-move going. We'll take. And you know what? We're going to go queenside here. Oh, you know what? I messed up. They could play a5. b4 was supposed to be played right away. I could have played pawn f4, but I just didn't like the idea of e4 being weak here. If they do play a5, then we're going to go right back to f1, and then we have to play f4. We have to create some kind of counterplay here. It felt to me like the queen side looks a bit weaker. Perfect. Let's go b4. Rook takes b4. b7 is a little bit weak. Oh, okay. Queen takes g5. Double the rooks. Yeah, this person's just looking to make trades. Unfortunately, what they're missing is that I'm making progress the whole time. And it's not like their endgame is, like, really great or anything. Okay, f3. I'm assuming they're just going to keep jumping around with the knights. But it's my turn to try and make progress here. So where's the progress at? That's the question. a5 is a good move, and then knight a4 is c5. There you go. That's the idea. We need to achieve c5. Oh, perfect. Knight takes. Now c5 is a weak square. Probably knight to d7 will get played. We'll play rook over here. And hopefully our knight doesn't get trapped. Our rook doesn't get trapped here. A move is like rook e8 can be very detrimental, though. Okay, so we go a5 here. Oh, no, we just go a5 here. My rook is now safe because of here. Yeah, see, this guy is just making all these trades, but he's getting a very bad position. And look how much time he spent to get to the bad position too. Okay, knight b6. Here we go. Rook takes b6, and I'll penetrate. Yeah, see, now I'm in the position. Let's go bishop to d3. The new threat's a take. Rook over here. Rook here, rook here. Rook takes. g4. Pawn. Oh, yeah, can't even take there either. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. Let's go rook here. The hope is that they'll play king here, so I can play rook here. Pawn takes. Rook check. You have to worry about this guy. e5. Rook check. e6. Rook takes check. Oh gosh, I was like, where's my rook at? That was an accident. a5. Rook back, and we're winning. Whew. All right, on to the next one, and we're keeping that advantage. Max is still within striking distance. Looks like he just won his last game, but winning on the Berserk definitely helped us out. We got 5 minutes left. If we get one more win, this should clinch it, or clutch it, as the kids will say, for first place. All right, next game. Let's see who we get. I'm within. Also, I might not have to Berserk. Oh, but we'll Berserk. Oh, they Berserked against me, so I'll Berserk against them. All right, let's go knight f3. Knight takes. Bishop e3. Overprotecting. Bishop takes. Very interesting play from our opponent here. f3. This is known not to be very good. At least at my level. Just castles, just because we're binding him pretty badly here. So takes. We'll just castle. Knight d5 and queen to d4 is really strong here. Let's try that out. Let's go queen to d4 with knight to d5. Oh, now they're just going to play knight e6 here. Oh, perfect. Knight to d5, knight f6 check. And this looks really strong. Looks like they just lost a piece here. All right, takes. And they can't play knight e6 here, and that's it. Okay. Well, that's going to help us really clutch this, because I think mathematically I should just be good now. Okay, here we go. h6, pawn takes. I mean, unless they're getting fast wins over here too, which I can't say cannot happen. All right, let's go e5. I assume d5. a5, then I assume h4. And then we'll go knight a6, knight to d7, c5s. Yeah, see, they're trying to go for a fast attack. Good luck. Knight d7, c5. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to play f5 here. Well, you know what? We can. Let's do it. f5. I'm sure he'll be happy with seeing this move too. Pawn takes. If I play f4, then I should just be winning. Knight g5 check can be a bit scary for me, just because it's going to open up the file. But again, if I can get f4 in here, I should just be very happy. And at least I'll have places to create counterplay. The problem with some of these lines is that, you know, I'm not guaranteed to open up on the queen side, but he definitely is guaranteed for opening up on the king side here. Bishop takes makes sense. I have the d3 square though. So knight b4 is actually really nice, and you can see the light squares are all weak here with these guys. So hopefully that's what I'll get here. There he goes for it. Takes. Yeah, it's interesting here if he'll take back with the h-pawn, or he'll take back the other way. Yeah, with this bishop here, I don't think it's going to be quite as bad. And even my queen can help join in on this. So here we go. Knight here. And there's a little threat for knight takes a2, knight to b3 checkmate here. Let's see if he... and even if I don't get checkmate, there's still knight takes a2, knight b3 check, which will at least win the queen. So for this move exactly. Now the question is here, knight takes, knight b3 check. Yeah, I should be okay, because I'm not losing my... I'm not losing the light square bishop. So as long as I don't lose the light square bishop, I should be very okay here. Okay, so knight check. Knight takes c3 is a move here. We'll just play knight back to b4, though. Yeah, there. Let's go knight b3. This is trying to mess up the coordination that they have here. as far as the queen being able to help out. But maybe I'm helping the queen go to the right square. All right, knight to d4, trying to open up the game. My queen here on d8 is good because it's stopping h4 ideas. All right, knight c2. Yeah, this is a scary position for me, at least. Okay, knight takes on e3 check. Knight takes on e2 now. Bishop, I don't know what I'm supposed to play here. We'll play check here again. Bishop takes on e4. Queen. Oh my gosh, I just got checkmated. No, I didn't. Oh my gosh. Because the bishop takes there. Because a bishop takes there. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go king f7 here and hopefully weather the storm. Oh, good. He took the wrong way. If he had taken here, then g7 became weak because the bishop was taken out. Oh my gosh. Queen f4 check. Knight takes. Knight f4 check. Bishop f6. Knight f4 check. Oh gosh, he walked right into the fork there too. I just saw a check there, so that's all I was going to play. Queen check. Queen check. I think I'm winning at least the rook now. Oh, queen takes e4. I thought he was going to go the other way. That's okay. Knight e3 check. Queen takes, but the rook comes in a check now, and then this should be mate in 1. Oh my gosh, looks like we're running away with this tournament now with perfect timing. 5 seconds left on the clock. Remember, we do it all for the fake trophies online. That's what life's all about. Fake trophies online. The respect of an online trophy, and woo, confetti. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. This was me playing the Averbakh variation in the King's Indian defense. And I tried for black the h6 variations, and then for white, I just went with the main line with like knight f3, and sometimes transposing into the main line with knight e1, go queen side attack, and then they go king side attack. All right, let me see. I might actually go ahead and play another arena, but just like